Well, I don't know what to say now.
Something different.
I'm going to say good afternoon because it's afternoon. You join us at GrappleMax HQ after Fight Club, a couple of weeks after Fight Club. It's been busy. And we're going to talk through how Fight Club was. We're going to talk a bit about the event in September. We're going to talk about the rule set and the reffing and how that's going to look for the next event and how that worked for Fight Club because it was a little bit different. I think it worked really, really well. We're going to talk about if you've got a club, if you're a club and you want to bring the whole club, get in touch with us and we'll sort you out with a block booking so you can all sit together. I think that's it. Is there anything else on the agenda?
Break down the matches.
Break down some matches. You're joined by myself, joined by owner, head ref Tristan, Dave.
Shit ass.
Yeah. I think you're familiar with most of us. And where do we want to start?
Wherever you want to start.
What are you doing?
Just looking.
So behind Dave's head, there is a GrappleMax 3 early bird ticket QR code. I don't know if that will come through on your screen, but if not, we'll put a link to it. That effectively gets you 10% off and your pick of the spots at the event at Theatre 7, September 5th. We're hoping for a really good show this year. The last few years have been mega, and we've really polished some stuff with the guys from Reap. I say we've polished. The guys from Reap have got the live stream working really, really well, so that's going to be fantastic this year. But yeah, get your tickets booked, and we'll see you at that. Rule set? Do you want to start with rule set? Do you want to start with matches?
Let's just start with the matches, I think.
Okay.
I think they're really good.
79 division.
I think Ishak should have won, in my opinion.
I have watched this match back 3 times now.
Yeah, I really think he put on a really good performance. Didn't get the win in the final, but without a doubt, you know, he's definitely one to watch.
I think that's this. If we go into rule set in a second, that'll be the perfect one to. That's as close as it comes. I'll give him. I think he was more dominant, and he probably did more, but he did nothing in the way of submission attempts, or no, less in the way of submission attempts. I think Alex Vernon, every move Alex Vernon did was to set up a submission position, and that's the only thing that separates it in my mind. The reality is it should have been a draw. But you can't do draws. I think it's so the only thing that you could define the difference would be that we angle everything towards submissions. And possibly Alex Vernon's movements were more angled towards submissions and the majority of Ishak's was towards guard passing.
That keeps the entertainment live and it keeps it flowing. Yeah. It's just hard for people that do like the IBJJF or the British or something like that. It's all centred around points, you know. So doing this keeps the energy there, it keeps the entertainment there for the fans. It's just hard to work your head around for the first bit. That's why, if you know the rule set, it's important to maybe train for said rule set, isn't it?
Yeah. Was that the match where there was a brief discussion of extra time?
Yeah.
Yes. Sure, it was that close.
Yeah, which I'm not a fan of extra time unless the athletes know it's a possibility.
Sure. Yeah,
like you don't want to finish your match and be like, oh, go on, 2 more minutes. You're like, ah.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, no, you're right. Training for the rule set makes a lot of sense, and we are a little bit different on GrappleMax in terms of rule set.
The training for the rule set is very similar to most sub-only shows, though, isn't it? Sub-only shows you are generally going out there trying to submit your opponent, and you get rewarded for that at GrappleMax. So,
and ultimately, if you finish your dinner.
But I think the basis is you should always be looking for the submission. Yeah. You shouldn't really go for a sub-only just to win on points because it's not how it works. If you've got like 8 matches in your division, then it's fair enough. Play the points, but if you've got 1 match, just go for it and start to progress. But I think it's good for people to train the rule set because then they're not going to be shocked by any points they should have had or stuff like that.
Yeah. So in terms of we'll do some more matches in a moment. In terms of rule set, for GrappleMax, obviously it wasn't practical to have 3 judges separate to the ref and so on. So it was effectively run with yourself giving out the points, which I think worked really, really well, and then the decisions were made between 3 people. I feel that worked really well. How are we looking at doing that moving into the next show? Yeah,
so the rule set's going to be obviously the 3 judges. It's going to be me, myself as the ref, and it's going to be 2 other judges, so it's still impartial. Like we talked about before, having one person deciding the decision isn't really great. You want to try and have 3 people because then you keep everything fair to people. Me giving away the points as well. Like I said, I'm there. I can see what's going on. There's a couple of times where people were in submissions, but they weren't really submitting. We talked about before, if I'm submitting you and you fire a submission back at me, you're not really worried about my submission. And that's obviously people's opinion, but you know, the opinion doesn't change. You know what I mean? It's all very straightforward.
I'm watching the live stream back. You're quite strict on, like, it needs to be a submission that could potentially finish the match, right? It's not just you grabbed at someone's arm or something.
Yeah, so there's like two examples. You've got someone that's really, you know, putting something on and they're trying to escape and they're moving and then they get out. That's a point. But then you've got, I think it was Snips versus Ishak. Snips rolled 3 times, probably wasn't on, didn't look like he was in trouble, but you can't roll that many times if it's not on, in my opinion. So that's where, like, you have to play to the rule set a little bit. You know, going out of bounds in a submission attempt and stuff like that, that will all be explained to people, but, you know, training for that rule set and just making sure, like I said, everything's clear cut, you know, is important.
So we're going to run that into the main show, that slightly simplified. You'll give out the points, still have a team of judges, and the points will be displayed on the live stream, which at the main show, for those who've been before, is projected onto the screen behind us, and then obviously goes out for everyone at home to see. So the athletes can see that as well, so they know if they're down. Yeah,
and I think there's always going to be controversy and stuff because that's what fighting is. But you know, it's very clear that a submission attempt is a submission attempt. I think we talked about before. Different subs are obviously, I don't know why I'm talking to you. Different subs are obviously a lot harder to catch. If you're shooting an armbar and the guy's moving, it's obviously a tight sub. If you're going for a choke and you've not even dropped off, or you're going for an ankle lock and they're firing back, it's not enough, you know. So everyone knows what a proper sub attempt is. But like I said, because they're in that pressure, they're trying to get as many points as they can.
And if someone's upset that they haven't got a sub attempt, well, maybe you should have finished it.
Yeah, well, I think it's like you said as well, is with Snips, I could almost guarantee there wasn't that much pressure on it, but he's made 3 attempts to escape it, and at that point, it's like, well, if it's not on, you wouldn't have to escape it.
Yeah.
So that kind of shows that there's something there.
That makes sense.
I think this is the thing with reffing or fighting in general. You might look in trouble, but you're not. But like you said, you can't. You know, like in MMA, for example, if you're in a choke and you put your thumbs up to the ref, they're not really going to stop it. But it doesn't mean that's not a proper sub attempt.
Oh, shout out to Alex Vernon for the finger wag. I think was it Ethan? Was it Ethan? That was opening
he
up
shushed everyone.
He put him back in his place. That was gold. Love that.
Yeah, and it was, to be fair, the crowd made some noise and Ethan started working.
Yeah. Just to shush the crowd back down is
none of that. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was mega. Really enjoyed that. Other matches that stood out for you boys? Damien versus Jay.
Damien versus Jay.
No,
you got a smile on your face.
I was assuming that you'd instantly just be like.
I think Jay performed very well.
Jay did really well, actually. Jay surprised everybody.
I think he performed well in both his matches as well. It was just a shame the first one got stopped.
Knee to the face, but the scramble was really good. I think all of us went up to Jay separately and went, that was really good. I'm quite surprised. And he was like, why is everyone surprised?
Because he behaves like a shit ass. No, I think he showed a lot of technical ability. The scramble with Charlie was awesome. It's just a shame it got stopped there.
But yeah, no, other standout matches.
I mean, Ishak beating Will Kay was huge. Will Kay is obviously phenomenal grappler. But I think he just got stuck in the wrong battle, trying to wrestle with a guy that kept taking him down. But I think that set the tone as well. When the underdog straight off the bat can take out must have been favourite for the division. I think there's some good guys in there. Will was the favourite. Yeah. And Ishak was kind of coming in as an unknown. I've heard a lot about him. Everybody's talking about him, but I don't think I haven't seen him do it to that level. So that was massive.
Big performance from Mohammed from Mataleo.
Yeah. He looked solid. He looked massive as well. Still looks massive.
Under 90 though, 91, whatever.
He was 91
18 years old.
But I've got a suspicion that he's back up to about 97 right
Yeah,
now.
he really impressed me.
He looked solid
the whole way through. He seemed really, really calm.
He had a good Peruvian in the first fight as well.
You'll have to
show
us
I'm sure you can splice that in. From where I was, it looked like he put his left leg over, and I was very excited. And
he thought, I know the name of a submission. I'll just say it and hope for the best.
In future, I'm just going to say winner by submission. That solves that problem.
Jake Smiley. Jake Smiley will be the one to mention.
Why to keep touching your foot?
Why are you
Was
like
he playing
this?
footsie? Jake Smiley, 2 epic armbar finishes.
Jake Smiley was incredible, and I've got to be honest, I'd never heard of that guy.
Really?
Honestly, I realise that's probably...
Bullingham has a win over him. It was the most boring match I've ever seen in all my life.
How did Bullingham win?
They were playing footsie, double guard pull footsie for about 9 minutes, and then Bullingham caught him in a footlock right at the end.
Right, yeah.
That was a long time ago. Jake's got a lot better since. I'd be interested to see that match back now, actually.
Yeah, who was the guy that he beat in the final? This terrifying looking dude.
It was Josh Sherrington in the final, yeah.
Yeah, like I just assumed that Josh was going to smoke him because he gives off that energy of like I'm a double hard bastard.
He's a cool dude, man.
Yeah,
he's a cool dude.
And he's been on the scene for a while, right?
Oh yeah, God yeah, he's been around for years. All kinds of credentials. Always does the catch wrestling competitions, Grapple Fest multiple times, beating some really good people as well. Yeah.
So matches. I said before I ran through a list of stuff we wanted to talk about. Local gyms, not even local gyms. If you are a gym, and we've had a couple of gyms last year, one gym brought 20 people. If you want to bring 10 or 20 people from your gym, get in touch with the GrappleMax page or myself, and we can sort that out for you so that we get you a block booking where you're all together. That's super easy to do, and I think it's good for the club because then you know you're all in the same spot. Is there anything else to add on that?
I just think we're going to do Fight Club again, aren't we?
I think so.
We're going to do another Fight Club. We're going to make it a lot better. We talked about doing it in the gym floor.
Yeah,
as well.
Move all those of you who have been. We'll move all the powerlifting stuff out for a day. Put the mats down there. VIP area up here. Maybe get some tiered seating going on. It'd be really really cool. We can do some cool stuff with the lighting. And the Fight Club was. I don't think we were sure how it was going to go. I think a lot of people thought it was just going to be a comp in a gym, and it was so much better than that. It was so cool.
Yeah, it was wicked. Yeah, I haven't really experienced something like that before. I think that kind of, I don't know, that feel inside what is essentially just a gym. It was nuts.
Need to get some food for next year. Yeah, we did a barbecue years ago. It was mega.
You like to see barbecue
Big Joe did the
I'm
barbecue.
going to aim for summer every year. Everywhere. Weather was banging. We get that every year. That's
No, it was brilliant. It was so cool. But no, we'll do it again, 100%. And I guess long term, Fight Club is a thing that could travel.
Yeah, I think it could travel. It could go a lot more than the big show could, in like different locations.
I think the big show is always going to be the big show.
I think it's nice to have two things on as well, rather than we have one big show and it's great, but also people want to get involved and stuff.
Yeah,
there's only so many people you can have on the big show, isn't there?
Yeah,
and this opens the doors to like way more people.
And there's a lot of pressure with the big show, cost of venue and stuff. Whereas something like Fight Club, you can take more risks with it because it doesn't cost you loads of money to put on. For those who don't know, this will be the third GrappleMax. I ran shows in the past, bodybuilding shows. But when you hire a theatre, the cost of that is a lot of money. And you've got to sell quite a lot of tickets just to cover the cost of the venue. And I think it's awesome to have a platform like that for people. I think grappling should be in those kind of venues. But I think you would only have to do it once and not fill the theatre, and it would leave a really bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
You'd sort of like, fuck, this is... I've paid to have a really stressful week.
Yeah.
So we'd... one big show, Fight Club could move about potentially. We'll definitely do another Fight Club here, but bigger and better.
Would you consider doing more than one Fight Club a year?
I think potentially, yeah. We've not really talked about it, but
I think 2 a year around what we're doing. You know what I mean? You could do the one we've done, and then you could do one in like
Souther.
Yeah, or just do one like there, and then the big show in the middle.
Yeah,
I
could
think.
do.
We're obviously not going to do it every week, but like doing 2 might be fun.
Yeah.
Get people moving and stuff.
So we've talked about before is building divisions, isn't it? Like a ranking system or something, which is hard to do with one show a year. So I suppose that opens the door for stuff like that.
I think big matches are obviously great for the show, but for example, if we need to find out title eliminators, we did that for the women's match.
That worked really well, actually.
Fight Club's really good.
Yeah.
The women's matches were...
It was, and for a division that it started off supposed to be 8 people.
Let's talk about that for a second, because we've had criticism in the past. I've had criticism that we don't do enough for women's grappling.
Yeah.
We don't give them opportunities. We don't have enough women on. And if you're a woman, and that's something you've maybe thought of, so there's only 3 women on Fight Club. There's 1 or 2 women's matches on the main show. I think it's really important that you understand that we want to have as many women on as possible, and we put the spots out there, and we consistently have had people not follow through, people not want to take matches. I don't know. We are entirely happy to have them, but we can only put out what there is there to have.
Yeah.
If we were to show the notes that Dave was working with, the amount of list of, just in general people say no, but the women, you really tried to do it.
We were super happy to have a division of 8 women on, and that would have been sick.
Yeah.
But
and there was, I think we did get the numbers up to 6 at one point. And then after a few pullouts, it started to drop back down.
It's not a criticism of anyone in particular. It's more just we are entirely up for it, but we need you guys to be up for it too.
It is a case of just there's less female grapplers. So obviously, and a lot of them train together, and a lot of them have already competed together. And I'm not completely against rematches. I'm kind of for that. I think as long as it's competitive. As long as the first match was competitive, rematches are fine, but it becomes more and more difficult to make those matches.
So we ended up with 3 women.
Yeah.
All of them were game as you like.
3 of the best matches that happened in the day.
Yeah.
Standout performance from Dominica, I think.
Yeah.
And all 3 of them looked great. Moti lost her 2 matches, but looked technically brilliant during those matches. Hayley Valentine came out to ruin everybody's day. And I think Dominica just looked better on the day.
And that was
both of them.
Was that in the dying seconds?
No, so the Hayley Valentine versus Moti, there was a point at the end.
Right.
That's the only reason that
I think she'd been convincing. Match. She'd been convincing throughout the match.
She could have won a decision, but the way the points work and stuff, you only need that little bit. That's why it's important to hunt till the last second, I think.
Yes. And to be fair, you were literally 2 seconds on the clock, and you're still no, that's. So that was, and then. What did the last women's match finish with?
An armbar.
Armbar, yeah.
Okay,
yeah. It was a nice setup for the armbar as well, to be fair.
So, just for clarification, armbar is when... But no, I think the women definitely showed why they should be on the show, and that's why we want as many women on the show as we can.
Yeah, 100%.
So that match in the final, Dominica sets her up to fight Martina Zola for the title at GrappleMax 3.
I remember her from GrappleMax 2, yeah.
Yeah, so imagine a big co-main event as well. So it's a big spot for him. And Dominica earned her way through at Fight Club, so that's going to put more weight behind these fight clubs. It's worth doing.
I remember, and I remember Martina Zola. She was the one we were like, "Are you staying for the rest of the show?" And she's like, "No, I'm going home. I'm tired."
Oh yeah, on stage.
Yeah.
Brilliant. She's a phenomenal grappler as well. So that match is going to be awesome.
Yeah, but if there are other women out there and you want to get on, we'd love to have you.
I think just on a side note as well, that's why it's good to come to the open mats, come to the Fight Club, make yourself known. Well, that's the people you're going to be going for, right? If someone pulls out, you're going to freshen your head. You know?
There's a bunch of people from the open mat that got into Fight Club, and there's a bunch of people from Fight Club that had. So I think the main aim was that the winners were going to get onto GrappleMax, which, as the division snowballed, it was like, oh, okay, so.
Now we've got people that you would have on GrappleMax.
It's actually just turn up to Fight Club, have a good performance, and you'll get on GrappleMax.
So is there anyone from Fight Club that didn't win, where you were still like, "Fuck, that was really really good"?
I think there's a lot of people, right? I think
Ishak's been promised a spot, and that's purely because of how close the final was.
And I also think Hayley Valentine did really well.
Yeah.
There was good matches here and there. I think everyone could get on the show. It's just a shame that there's limited numbers and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
You think Scott lost on GrappleMax 2, didn't he?
Oh, we've got to have Scott back.
Scott's probably got a place anyway, but then he turns up to Fight Club, puts another win behind him with an epic performance. He's definitely going to be on GrappleMax 3.
I think that fight was really good.
I do.
Scott is consistently one of the most exciting people we have on, and I know he's like our boy, your boy.
And Will Lister, he put on a great performance. I think.
He did.
I think
it was an awesome match.
And that's where the points, they sort of get a little bit in the grey area there, because he was going for guillotines or Peruvians, but again, because you're not dropping off, it's not enough, right? So that's sometimes where
Guillotine
the points
and Peruvian being an interchangeable
they are the same thing, right? Yeah. So just for Rick there, but Will could definitely get on the show next time, and that's why you do the Fight Club, right?
Yeah.
I was impressed with Scott's performance. A lot more relaxed and stuff. Nearly threw up as well.
He did that at GrappleMax, didn't he?
Yeah, well, he projectile threw up at GrappleMax 2 and was genuinely going to get him a bucket of
He has this thing where he doesn't
Stop.
Well, he doesn't breathe,
Right.
so he'll just hold his
Yeah,
breath.
but it was
until
when he
gasses.
almost threw up. And I was like, there's like 2 minutes left here. This is going to be a tough 2 minutes. And then like 30 seconds later, he's throwing more submissions. I'm like, what is wrong with you? You
But
psychopath.
That's just like, that's
Psychopath.
the type of thing, competitor you want, right? He's
genuinely-
not really technical. But
I think his stand-up's very, like,
his stand-up
movement
is
stand-up
very,
is
very
awesome.
good. Yeah, and
But he is, and it's nice coming from me because I would rather say bad things about Alento than good things. But he is the epitome of GrappleMax competitor. That's the guy you want. The guy, he throws submissions constantly and he will go until he throws up. Like, he will not quit.
And that's why you should stay hydrated, right? And
Yeah, absolutely.
what's the best way to stay hydrated?
I assume Beast Farm.
No,
Hydrate?
Hydromax.
Oh, okay.
We've got cans here. There's pink lemonade out as well. There's more coming.
There is more coming. I am
I'm
just
giving-
shocked
I'm
that
giving
you
you-
were the one that did the plug.
I am giving you a chance to.
I blown my mind. I was about to ask you about Scott because Scott was on Fight Club just after getting back from Texas, right?
Yeah, so he trained like 2 months in Texas because he's not got a job.
Yeah.
Nice.
So first, you need to get a job to succeed in life.
But my question was going to be: is has that massively improved his game?
I think recently we talked about obviously him really quick and really explosive. He's slowed down now a little bit in the good. He's still quick as fuck, but slower in the positions where he needs to be, and I think that's important. There was a couple of attempts he had. He had a good rear naked attempt and stuff taken the back. And like I said, a lot of the guys, they are quick, but you've got to stop where you need to stop. You've got to slow down.
Yeah, I think that'd be. It's annoying because for watching him, it's phenomenal, but he's jumping on submissions, and it's a percentage game, isn't it? It's like there might be a 10% chance that's there, but he's like, I don't care that it's going to use my gas tank to go for it. He's taking that risk constantly. Yeah. Awesome to watch, but
as a coach, I wouldn't want him to go for as many subs as
especially getting his purple belt now. I think that's going to be. He's getting away with risks.
So big
and it's a
match for
shame.
Scott
It's
next
I think you can watch it as a black belt or 2-stripe blue belt and go, he shouldn't. Have
One
gone
stripe
for
black
that.
belt, by the way.
One stripe black belt. First degree. Are you second degree blue belt?
Second degree blue belt, yeah.
But yeah, you can look at it and go, he shouldn't have gone for that. And me as a coach, I would say, slow down, take your time. I'd actually say play it boring,
Yeah.
which doesn't tie in with the rule set. That's why it's good for everyone.
Well, maybe just let him off his leash for GrappleMax.
I think I will.
Yeah.
Send it.
Yeah.
I'm
Go on,
gonna-
lads. Do whatever
I'm
you
not
want.
even going to coach him. I'm going to let Jacob coach him or something and just...
Is Jacob wanting to compete more?
Yeah, he just struggles to talk and...
Uses words.
Yeah. He's coaching on the weekend.
Is he?
Yeah, when Dave's doing his combat jiu-jitsu thing.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, so will this be out by then? No, it won't be out by then.
By when?
Huh?
So
On the
Oh, no,
weekend.
yeah, I could insert clip of me getting smacked to death if you want.
Yeah, so by the
Dave
time
gets
this is
slapped.
out, Dave will have either beaten someone up or been beaten up.
Are you going to pull guard?
I'm not going to try and pull guard, but it's a solid plan B.
If you
No
pull guard,
takedown defense.
It's a solid plan B.
I don't understand how it works. I realise we're off topic a little bit now, but if you pull guard, can he immediately start?
Oh yeah,
Smacking you, yeah. As soon as your one's on the ground, yeah.
That's why pulling
shit.
guard isn't an actual option. Yeah.
Right, yeah, that sounds like a terrible plan.
It's not a plan A, that's for sure.
No, that's bad.
We'll see. We'll
So
figure that
just
one out.
wrestle,
We'll
I guess.
figure it out on the day.
But you can't strike until someone's down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you wrestle with him, he can't be.
So as long as you run away, stood up, you're all good.
Okay. How long's the match?
It's 10 minutes.
Just don't engage.
Insert Benny Hill theme.
Yeah. But we've got a load of boys down on that. Well, you've got a load of boys on that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Four
Yeah.
lads. So that's going to be exciting. And I'm competing. I got the British, so we can insert my gold medal.
And again,
That's gonna be
just on that
bronze.
topic,
Even if it's gold, I'll change it to bronze.
just on that topic, if you are in a division and you do lose, doesn't mean we're not going to, get you for GrappleMax and stuff.
Right.
So losing in a division isn't terrible,
On the Fight Club.
just in general.
Right.
Yeah. So if you lose your division, you might get on GrappleMax as the MC.
I wonder where we were going with that. I knew it was
let me
coming.
Nice.
Knew it was coming.
You're a good MC, I'll give you that.
I'm competent. Yeah, I need to be. It's finding the right level of drunk. like just enough to loosen up,
Don't
but not so much that you're among.
Like these
I
two
think-
at a Fight Club.
I think I figured it out at Fight Club a little bit.
What was the key?
It wasn't long enough to get as drunk as I got at GrappleMax 2,
Right.
I think. Because I was getting there at the end.
Yeah, so the live stream for GrappleMax 2 and Fight Club are both available on Reap Jiu-Jitsu's YouTube. And if you are bored, they're worth sitting and watching to, even sitting and listening to while you're in the car. The first half of GrappleMax 2's commentary was excellent. The second half, Dave progressively just argues with Dan Strauss, which is fun for a different reason. And then Fight Club was brilliant. So they're up now and they're free to watch.
I think just before we watch the matches, I think it's good to have that bouncing back and forth between Corin and Dave.
Corin did fantastic.
You know, because they're both sort of the same sort of deal, but you know,
Same sort of level.
But it's good to have that fun. Like when you're watching it, you want to hear funny stuff. You know what I mean? Like you want to hear roasting me half the time. But
They almost didn't roast you at all this time. It was weird. GrappleMax 2, they did abuse you quite
He
a
was
lot.
actually doing a good job this time.
Yeah, GrappleMax 2, you got a lot of shit.
I mean, it's just because I was coaching and they were saying I was too loud
Yeah.
And fat.
and fat. Granted, I was fat at GrappleMax too.
Are we putting some
Less
matches?
fat for Fight Club.
Are we putting some matches on? Are we?
We can put some matches on if you want.
I don't know. Put a couple of bits
I
on.
thought
see what we've got.
that was the plan.
Yeah, throw a few bits on.
Anything you want, yeah.
I can give you
I think-
my input.
I think we should watch. Is it on Reap's Jiu-Jitsu?
It's on Reaps, yeah.
We
Am
should
I
watch
actually?
the Ishak match. Might be best.
Am I actually doing
This we can
sprints
have a
tonight then?
Yeah, you are.
sprints tonight.
Yeah.
What on?
Uh,
Go on, give me a match. I'll tell you what, one thing I wanted to rewatch. What must have been submission of the night.
the Scottish Twister.
Yeah. I was thinking what was the best submission hit, and it's got to be this, surely.
For Scotland.
And he was hunting for this
For
for a while,
Scotland.
wasn't he?
This is his thing, right?
So this is the annoying thing, is like, if this is a one-off, it's like really impressive. But because he
keep
does
doing
it so much, it's becoming less and less impressive.
Joe is very, very quick to switch his feet.
Nice smother in there as well.
I think watching this close as well, he was setting it up for a while.
Yeah, he had the back for ages, didn't he?
So as he turns in,
It's the hand on the head as well, a cocky little prick. Sympathy for Jabid, who had to do something to
It amazes me that this isn't the kind of thing you do to me more often.
phenomenal performance.
I don't
Is that a
twist
move
you.
Tristan uses?
I don't twist it. I'm not that good.
I'm not that good.
I have no doubt you could twist to me if you chose to.
Can we watch?
Any match you want to watch back, just bear in mind this would be an audio podcast as well.
I think
Oh, that's good. Look at that.
just the last second of the Moti fight is probably
Yeah.
best, just to explain the rules if you go back a step.
Right,
Moti
that was
and
the Hayley
Hayley,
Valentine.
So just that bit.
Yeah, that's 30 seconds.
I think this is a good example to explain where the point would come from.
Oh, she's aggressive, yeah. She's a fiery human being, is Hayley Valentine.
You can see it on the screen. It's not.
She is. Mo Cole's in her corner, looks fairly happy that she's done enough work here to get the
Yeah,
rise.
she's controlling that.
So
Moti's a
she's
call
looking
for
for the
that.
sub.
Yeah, that was the right call, I think. I think Moti's got a score or finish here.
She's got to work. She really has to work. But again, Hayley attacking the leg again.
It's Hayley's attack again. I think this is quite clear who's going to win. Awesome scrap.
And time.
Phenomenal performance from her.
And I think that's, you know, that probably wasn't the tightest ankle lock, but putting yourself in that submission attempt in the last seconds does definitely say you're still working.
You can see Moti looks up to see if she's got time to just suck it out, and then it's like, oh fuck, that's getting tight, and has to.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really know, do you? But, you know, the fact that 4 seconds left, Hayley's actually gone for a sub,
Yeah.
that will show in your, in you know, in the decision and the ref or the points and stuff.
Yeah, and again, it comes down to if you're in a tight submission and the time ends, it's not that they escaped it. It's the fact that the time finished. It's
No, for sure.
better chance of getting the point.
Why haven't you tucked your shirt in?
I think it looks more stylish like that.
I don't think it does.
No.
What shirts were they?
Diamond Theory shirts.
Diamond Theory
Diamond
shirts.
Theory shirts.
The comfortable ones.
They're really comfy, yeah.
To be fair, the pair of you are fat as fuck, and you both look great there. so,
I think they need to loosen off the bottom of the shirt. But other than that, other than
I
that,
don't have a problem with the shirt.
no.
I'm sure they're going to take advice from you on that one.
Tristan's very stylish. Look at him.
No, that's what's concerning.
The worrying thing is that I look like an older you, and Tristan looks like a younger me there. So we're just all the same fucking thing.
We are twins.
Oh, horrendous.
You two need to cut your hair short, then.
Yeah. Well,
Come on,
just cut
boys.
it off.
We've got the same receding hairline, though. That's a good thing.
You've inherited that from me.
You need to go mohawk like he does.
You should go.
I need to get a Dave Weston hair system. That's what I need to get.
It's just
He looks,
That's a
he's never
compliment, bro.
he's never looked better on those pictures.
You just got to cut your hair short, bro, and everything looks better.
There was a guy in Tuesday, and he has his hair tattooed on.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
I might do that.
Yeah, he just had this bit like filled in. What else are we looking at?
Is there anything you want to look at?
I think we should have a look at the 91s.
91s.
I think let's watch BJJ Nutrition get his face kicked.
You want to see the faceplate again, don't you?
We've got to put it in.
I did make a clip of that.
Why
on
did
repeat.
Why did you stop that match, Tristan?
I didn't. They stopped it for me, but
Yeah, it's probably about there,
It's
isn't it?
probably about here. This is a client of BJJ Nutrition. I think he's going to regret smashing that face bar
Absolutely.
when it comes to his macros next week.
Yeah.
So we've got Charlie Underhill on the back. Jay Dimry, I don't remember this bit of the match actually, doing absolutely nothing about it. Has he already been slapped in his face here?
Yeah,
He looks a little concussed.
He said he had concussion last week. He was crying about it.
Yeah, but was that the face plant or the heel kick? 'Cause the heel kick didn't look that bad. It was just placed right on his eye.
The faceplant wasn't brilliant.
The face plant looked like more of a strike.
I think without hating on him, I think he did a lot better than everyone thinks, really.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, not to say he's not good, but,
He's
he's been out of competition for a while.
We've not come into a particularly flattering part of the round, though.
No.
I think it's any moment now. I think he escapes and there's a big scramble, though.
I think the start of the round was really good.
Oh.
So this is the scramble where it
Yeah.
gets wild, isn't
So
it?
it went on for a lot longer than I realised.
Yeah, it's always that way, isn't it, when you watch it back? So Jay Dimry on the bottom decides to come up on top and wrestle. And Charlie Underhill decides to ruin his day. Oh, that's the face plant. That's,
Jump on the armbar.
jump on it. Charlie Underhill's he's got to come back for GrappleMax 3, I think. Like, he's exciting.
I think as he backstep,
Yeah,
that's
it's
where
that
he caught him.
backstep
Yeah.
caught him. Tristan, why have you stopped the fight?
Why have you stopped the fight?
I was expecting Charlie to carry on, to be honest.
To be fair, I think Charlie's stopped the fight there, but it's because of how bad Jay's wincing.
Yeah.
And Charlie's backed off. But
I
they
guess
are
Charlie-
friends, so like
Charlie knew he did it, right? Like, he didn't.
It may be even
accidents
not
happen.
because you catch each other. Yeah, like,
Oh, yeah,
that
there's no
stuff
malice in it,
happens.
is there? It's just...
But if you see somebody like wincing in pain, it takes a special kind of asshole to jump on top of them, doesn't it?
Ben Bennett with a terrible posture.
Are you going to tell him?
No, absolutely not.
Terrible posture.
Lying down.
I tell you what, fair play to those boys from Bradford. They all come en masse to support, don't they? Get behind their
Ready
boys.
to scrap as well.
Yeah, I mean, they all seem to have the same kind of war in them, don't they?
Shall we watch Scott's match?
Yes. We're going to watch the
Well,
whole
it
match.
was super fight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it'll be a bit. Shout out Jack Nordoff, by the way. We haven't mentioned him yet.
Oh no, he did well.
He controlled the whole thing, didn't he? Really?
Yeah. Wasn't in a rush either, which is
He's also just the nicest guy.
Oh, he's the best. He's the best human being ever. Yeah, looks after everybody. But just go over
I
the
don't know
finish
much
again.
about
Yeah.
the guy he's fighting.
Joe Valencia, local guy. He's competed a lot, local blue belt from Gordo Canuck. Didn't hesitate to jump in as well, to be fair to Joe. And he was throwing submissions. I had a lot of respect for the work he was doing. Yeah, that's not pretty. I think that's more spine than it is. It's all face,
Yeah, go sleep.
pure face bar. Can't take that forever. Which bit of Scott's match do you want to rewatch?
I think we should just maybe go half. Maybe at the bit after he threw up is probably best.
I'm sure. I mean, I rewatched this back
like the
as
bit
well.
where he
because
throws
I liked
people.
it.
Was that where you reset him?
Yeah, so maybe go back a step just to explain this bit here.
So, do you want the first point?
one? Well, no, go back to about
Just before the reset.
just for the reset. So that was his rear naked. Go back to about 3 minutes.
Okay. Well, that's the first point scored. He's under the chin. Gun guard comes out. Tristan picking that up. You disgusting hobbit. Surprising not to get a point there.
Peer pressured into that one.
Yeah, that's it. Older brother mentality, that.
But then, go back a couple of bits.
So it's just as they come off the mats here, isn't it? Is that the bit?
Oh, I see.
So this is where the rule set sort of plays into effect.
Didn't do Scott any favours.
So here he sat up quite quick. Dropped straight on the leg. And like I said, you can't really tell. But as soon as you come off the mat, and that was a tight bite on there.
Yeah.
I think is that what he gets the point for there?
Yeah.
I think unquestionably, if you come off the mats, you've just pulled him out of a submission position. He has to score the point.
Yeah.
So there's no arguing that point.
And that's why you always get reset standing as well in those leg positions, because it's hard to gauge how much control you had.
Yeah. I hate it because we've talked about a few ways of trying to get around that, haven't we?
Yeah.
But it didn't work out.
I mean, the only way to get around that is to have infinite mat.
The bowl or the pit. Or...
But it keeps the action, exciting if they do start standing all the time.
It does. It does suck to have such a good position like Scott had there, and even though he's rewarded the point to not get it back, but there is no other way to go around
so he
it.
nearly threw up there.
That was it. Yeah.
But again, like Will's putting the pressure on him, and Will's got good wrestling as well.
Yeah, Will looked good everywhere.
Took him down. Unfortunately, it was off the mat at one point.
It's funny, those mats feel really big at the show.
After
but in
a
Fight Club,
a couple of rolls,
You've got quite a bit of stage either side, haven't you? So
you've got a bit of a safety margin.
Yeah. I mean, it would be good to have some form of seating maybe next time.
Well, if we're down in the gym and we're
down in the gym, you'd let it come off the mat a bit more, because like ADCC do, they let it come off the mat. If you're in a heel hook, let it go, because you can keep rolling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That'd be super cool. Oh no, they've rolled through the crowd. Makes for fucking fantastic content.
Yeah, it's all content, yeah. Bullingham had a good one at the ADCC UK. Trying to tear each other's legs off on the concrete floor.
Oh, poor Scott is very tired.
Yeah. So you carry on with this. Anything else that you want to watch on that?
No, not really. I just think it was a very good fight.
Awesome match.
Like you say, why they were reset.
And one of Scott's points was only a technicality, really, just because they'd come off the mat. So Will should definitely be proud of his performance.
Have we had Will on before?
No, we've had his coach on, Stephen Andrews. Yeah.
But I suppose that's a good example of, like, obviously,
that's a good example of how quick he gets out.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But like that might be where someone would say, well, that's a submission attempt. Well, it's not, because it was never close to finishing anything.
No.
But at least you're chasing stuff and you're getting after it.
But I think you can always judge it on time, can't you? How long you're in a submission.
Yeah, so stuff like that is what will sway the decision if there's a draw.
Yeah.
Is those kinds of attempts where it wasn't like he's tried to put himself in a position to submit him, but hasn't got the pressure on the submission.
And this last bit's control as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Shows how flexible these guys are.
Yeah.
And maybe if this was earlier in the match, he might have finished, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think that's good. I think... but that's all up on Reap's YouTube. So you can see it all. It's totally free. The quality of the stream wasn't quite as good as we would have liked, because we had some bandwidth issues on the day, which I just hadn't even thought of.
We could definitely resolve that for the next one anyway, can't
we? 100%. Yeah, we can set a dedicated line. I just hadn't thought about it.
I could see me and Corin sat behind this glass up here in the cook chairs.
Oh, you know what? For Fight Club, that would work brilliantly, because then you wouldn't have any of my bullshit on that live stream, and I wouldn't have to... They'd be separate, right?
Yeah.
That would work really well. They could
Fight Club
have
2.
Little high chairs, yeah.
Fight Club 2 is going to be mega, isn't it?
Fight Club 2 would be sick. I think that might be the show of next year, or the show of next spring.
Because I think Karen would struggle to get in with the crowd and stuff, because he's quite small.
Yeah.
He's going to get lost.
He needs more protein, really, doesn't he?
Beast bars. Did you like the beast bars, or were they,
They
not as good as carb killers?
I'm scared of nuts, and it said
Not as good as Carb Killers, really. I think it's massively
it
better.
said you can't have nuts or like
they are made, and I checked on that.
not
and it
suitable
was,
for nuts, so I don't really want to die. But
In fairness, I was very critical of you with that, but now I can't have glutens, and I'm the same.
yeah, critical with me having an allergy. Or...
Well, just a bit sensitive about it, like when we went to Wagamama's and you had to have a special person to look after you.
But you can't eat.
Wait, a special
But you
person?
can't eat bread now.
I can't eat bread, so I went to Wagamama's. If you go to Wagamama's and you say, "Oh, I've got an allergy," they give you like a special person to look after you, and they put flags in your food.
Nice.
So
They
you know
they
it's
put flags in your Coke as well. Not,
Thanks for clearing that up for just me. Yeah, that's fine.
nut-free Coke.
But I think having a nut allergy is less like
Gay.
less homo.
I don't know, because if you have nuts,
you are gluten free.
nuts could kill you, whereas gluten will just make me shit blood, which is fine. That's almost, if anything, it's like, just like a boys' period.
It says, yeah, that's exactly what it sounds
It's a boys'
like. I'll give
period,
you
like Corin has.
Yeah, it's not the bag you should be having, but it's the bag you should be having.
And on that note,
Shall
we
we,
will see you
Is it worth dropping
alive.
the only matches that have been made for GrappleMax 3?
You can do what you want.
Besides the women's title fight, which I think was a given going into Fight Club.
Yeah.
So we will have...
We'll have belts, I've been told today.
We'll have belts.
Two?
At least two. At least two.
Two or three.
2 or 3, but it'll be at least 2.
Yeah.
Obviously, the
Lloyd,
women's...
I don't need your belt back. I was going to make you give your belt back, but the boys said we can't do that. So, Lloyd can keep the...
Cheapskate.
Yeah, good luck getting it back for them. I'd love to see you try. So we've got 2 matches lined up in the 79.5 kilogram division. The winner, the 2 winners of the matches will fight for the title on GrappleMax 4. So that's future planning
Yeah.
massively. One half of the match, we will have Fight Club champion versus Fight Club champion, Alex Vernon versus Jake Smiley.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Goes to show what winning Fight Club can do for you. They've come straight off the back of winning their divisions at Fight Club, straight into title eliminator.
Awesome trophies.
Awesome trophies. So that's there. And then the other half of that will be James Bullingham versus Ben Robson.
Oh, Ben Robson all day.
Nice. Which stylistically is awesome.
Bullingham
Phenomenal
never comes
matchup.
to see me anymore, so he can fuck off.
Well, I'll let you take that up with your son elsewhere.
What do you mean, my son? I don't
Wasn't
want
it
him.
your son?
No, I'll have Snips.
You can't have Snips. You gave him to HR. So that's that. So the winner of that will happen on GrappleMax.
Which is the 5th of September, which feels like ages away, but it's actually
14th of May.
4 months?
Yeah.
Just under 4 months away. It's going to come around quick.
Yeah. It's going to come.
I think we'll start announcing stuff at the end of the month as well.
Sure.
You know, in terms of like on the socials and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll plan to do another open mat for the competitors.
Yeah.
Get some content there.
Yeah. And the open mats are open to anyone. The last one was crazy.
It was awesome.
It was so busy.
So good.
We
We haven't set a date for the open mat, have we?
No.
But that'll go out on
can
the
do.
socials and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. And I just, again, genuinely, if you are a gym, hit us up and we'll get your block booking. And then live stream stuff will all be announced a week out or so. Those of you who are competitors, I'm sure most of you will know this, but GrappleMax, I think we can say confidently we look after the competitors as well as it's humanly possible to do so. Everyone comes away with a goodie bag. We do that every year. I've already got the bags ready to go. They're a different colour this year.
The bags are awesome, to be fair.
So you get a bag and it's full of...
I mean, how much would those bags be alone? They're
£59 we sell the
super
bags
high
for.
quality.
How much is the value of the bag?
It's a couple £100 every year. You get stuff from HR Labs, you get stuff from Combat Fuel, you get stuff from Beast Farm, you get some stuff from Reap, you get some stuff from Strom, and then anyone else that comes on board. Peak Performance and Nose Strips, they want to give a bag to every competitor,
Awesome.
which is, Josh is a good guy. That's totally
they're
cool.
the best nose strips.
They
Honestly.
do stick on really well.
Yeah, they're like hands down the best by a long way.
I think you spoke to the CS, the spray people, stuff like that. So all the competitors get a good goodie bag. And we've also every year had competitors that have got sponsored off the back of the show, which I think is just a thing we're really lucky to be able to do because of our position within the within the space. So
we'll have people looking again, won't we? GrappleMax
100%.
3.
Yeah, I know. Grappling's become quite a big thing for HR Labs. I know Combat Fuel are always looking for grapplers. I've got too many.
Yeah, you could do second a couple.
I could get rid of a few. Yeah.
I should be careful what I say because I'm very far down that list.
Yeah, there's only Mark McQueen, Ben Bennett, and Lloyd Cooper above you.
Yeah, only,
Yeah, you got Bully Bill.
It would be too hard to work my way up that list, would it? Fucking hell.
Cool. And if that's it, I am going to go for a wee.
I think that's it. I need a wee too.
I need a wee free.
Good.
Wow.